Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, January 3rd, 2020. Welcome to my first eBay video of 2020. And fittingly, it is cloudy and raining. So far, it's only the third day of 2020, but we have not had a sunny day yet. And there are no sunny days predicted for the next 7 days. Rain today, tonight, tomorrow night, into Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday are just going to be cloudy, no sun. It's pathetic, man. The entire 2019 was basically cloudy and rainy, and it looks like 2020 is going to continue the trend. I mean, I know some of you guys probably think I'm too ballistic about the weather, but if some of you guys had to go through what I go through every day of the week, you'd be depressed about it too. The first topic I want to cover today is what happens when you sell a brand new item on eBay. The person returns it opened and damaged. It is something that has never happened to me before, but it did happen to me this week, and I think it'll be very interesting when I tell you guys how it went down. I also want to talk about a big eBay rookie mistake I made this week. Declining yet another international return. I'm also going to address your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. So let's get started right now with that. I have several people that wrote in about fishy buyers on eBay. ZXC wrote, I had a friend who got suspended from buying on Amazon by abusing their returns. This person was marking returns as defective to get free return shipping. After a few times of doing this, Amazon suspended the person's account. This person was actually bragging to me how she loves Amazon for free returns. You know, guys, while I'm not the biggest Amazon fan, I have to give them credit for this, and I've said so in the past. When they find people abusing the returns process, Amazon will act. But sadly, I don't think eBay's done any acting yet on people abusing the returns process. Sue Cutler wrote, thank you, Joe, for your weekly videos. I look forward to the information you share. Regarding buyers who make frequent returns, I've asked eBay several times to allow sellers to block buyers with a certain percentage of returns. They wouldn't have to tell us their IDs, just allow us to block them. They said the answer is no, not going to happen. And there is another example of what I just talked about. Yo Man wrote, I sold a clothing item for $160 plus shipping. Received positive feedback, and the next day got this message. I just saw another one of these posted. Although it was in gray and not as pristine condition, and it's a bit lower in price as the seller set the special offer at $67. Instead of me returning the robe I just bought from you to purchase the lower price one, I wondered if you'd do a partial refund to somewhat address the price difference. I'm going to ask for her to return the item, and I'm putting her on my block list. Yo Man, you're doing the right thing. Never bow down to any extortion like that. And quite frankly, in my opinion, that's extortion. And I'm glad you took the stance you did. Sad to say, there are some eBay sellers out there that would bend over and give a partial refund after the binding commitment was made and the sale was transacted. Stand your ground. Painting Miniatures Extreme wrote, I had someone on eBay buy a phone from me. They opened a case saying they never received it, yet the tracking said they got it. Case 1. Then they reopened the case, this time saying they didn't authorize the purchase. Again, I had to call PayPal and talk to them. Case 1. Then for a third time, they opened the case again, this time saying the item was not as described, saying the item was not in the envelope. Again, I called PayPal, but this time case lost. PayPal saw in the buyer's favor and refunded him. So again, I had to call PayPal and I had to make an online fraud report against this person. Painting Miniatures Extreme That guy sounds like the worst kind of fishy scammer that I've run into in a long time. Had that happened to me, I would have done everything you did, but I would have also exposed him. Because that's the only way people can protect themselves against fishy buyers, is to expose them. What was his user ID? I'm sure everybody watching this video would like to block that person so they don't encounter the kind of thing you did. Donna Hurlinger wrote in with a question. Joe, do you know of any way to increase the number of offers to buyers? When I send out offers, my sales increase. Well, Donna, you can only send offers to people who are actually watching your item. And you probably know this, but you just have to go into your Seller Hub, click on the Listings tab, and then you'll see some choices appear, and it will show you how many of your items are eligible to send offers to watchers. Right now, I would say I have approximately 442 items that are eligible. I was looking at them yesterday, but most of the items that are being watched are under $25. If somebody's watching an item of mine that's $25, I really don't want to go any less. And I'm not sending out any offers on cheap items. But when the item is like $75 or more, yes, I send out about 15 offers every 2 days. Usually I get no results whatsoever from those people that are watching an eBay Motors. However, quite often it'll boost the item in search, and I will make a sale for the full price, as happened again this week, to a legitimate, serious buyer. Alright guys, that's it for the questions of the week. My first topic, and what I feel is the most important one, is how to handle when you sell a brand new item on eBay in the package, the buyer opens it, breaks it, and returns it to you in a broken and unusable condition. Rarely in my 21 years on eBay has this happened to me, but it happened this week. And I want to explain it to you. And I'm going to show you something. I got to run inside and get something, but I'll be right back. All right, guys, here's the backstory. I buy items in large quantities from dealerships. Not long ago, a Ford dealer in Michigan contacted me and said he had 4 skid loads of brand new hubs in the package. He wanted to sell them to me, but the catch was I had to buy all of them. I couldn't buy just 10 sets or 20 sets. I had to buy all 4 skid loads, which was a crap load of caps. But they're all brand new in the package like this, okay? I accepted his offer. I always like to accept offers like that because I can sit on these things for years. They're not going to go bad, and I know I'm going to make money. I may have to wait a while, but I will make money. So, as I said, look, they come wrapped 2 per package. Okay, see that? 2 per package. So, I got them and I listed them on eBay. I'm selling them fairly cheaply. A set of them, I believe, is around $72, between $68 and $72 plus shipping. But there's a catch. Just like with alloy wheel center caps, you must buy the correct cap for a particular vehicle and a particular wheel. You cannot screw up. That's why I always put the part numbers in, the interchange information, and with the alloy wheels, a picture of the wheel as well. So with this particular model, this is the current year 2019, which is very good because it will give me a lot of years to sell them. However, they will not fit older models, let's say 2015. You must have a 2019 Ford to use these, and it clearly says that in the listing. So a customer bought a set, got them, and I get a return request saying they don't fit my wheel. Naturally, I automatically accept all returns. He paid the shipping back to me, but I was concerned. I said, number one, I know for a fact he's opened the package and taken one out and tried it on. But is there a chance he broke one of the items trying to force it? I said, we shall see when I receive the item back. I received the item back a few days ago. I opened it up, and son of a fitch, Sure enough, he tried to force one of the caps on the wheel and broke the clips. What would you do? I want to know right now, what would you do? Comments below. Would you refund the full amount and take the loss, or would you act and stand up and be a man? Me, I think you know what I did. I acted and I stood up. So, before I did any actions, I decided to play it safe and call eBay concierge. I explained the situation to the nice lady on the phone, and she said to me, okay, I understand your problem. She goes, but I need to connect you with somebody who handles returns. And I've been noticing that. That's been the pattern over my last 5 or 6 calls, is I'll call eBay concierge, explain the problem, and they'll connect me to somebody in another department. And I'm not sure why that is. But anyway, she connected me to a guy in returns, and he said, oh yeah, no problem. You have every right to take a deduction on that. Now what that means is I'm going to refund him for 3 of the 4 items. I believe it came to $18 each or so. So when you click on refund, I'm sure you've noticed that there's a field that says deductions, and it's set at 0. I've seen it many times, but it's never really affected me in any way until this time. So I deducted $18 for the value of the one brand new hubcap he broke. Then, in the description box below, I explained it. You tried to force this on a wheel that it was not made for, and the hubcap has been broken. I am deducting the value of that one hubcap, $18. It also gives you a picture field where you can upload pictures. So I took pictures of the damage and I uploaded them, and I sent the return off. Now, as Daniel Scales and some of you other guys will know, when you do something like this, it does not close the return. You get a message saying, waiting for buyer to confirm refund. You may remember about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I've been telling you the ongoing story about a customer who bought a Ford center cap, and she was fitchy, she lied, she said it wasn't as pictured, but it really was. So when it came time to give her a refund, I gave her the full item value back, which was only $22 or $23, but I would not give her the original shipping back. I kept it. And I got that same message, waiting for buyer to confirm refund. So while I had this cat on the phone, I said, will you explain to me why I have this other refund from almost 2 weeks ago that still shows waiting for buyer to confirm refund? And he looked it up and he said, the reason is because we give the buyer 10 working days to act when you do not refund the full amount in cases like this. He says after 10 days, that case will automatically close and drop off your screen, which that one since has. He says, but the buyer does have the right to act within 10 days and make a complaint, in which case we, meaning eBay, will then reimburse them the money that you have kept. So I said to him, given that, let's say that does happen, will I be protected from negative feedback and a defect? And he says to me, in this particular case, Joe, yes. Technically, the buyer could leave you negative feedback, but all you have to do is call us up and we'd remove it because he obviously made the mistake, he bought the wrong item, and he's admitting it. I said, what about a defect? He says, well, no, you will not get a defect for this. But you may remember in recent videos, I believe it was Daniel Scales that said he was told the same thing, but he received a defect anyway and had to call eBay and have it manually removed. So that's always a possibility. Keep that in mind. As I said right now, the way it stands, my first case has been closed, no problems whatsoever, and I kept the original shipping because that buyer was fitchy and outright lied. In this case, this buyer was fitchy too. He didn't lie, but he broke the cap and didn't tell me about it. So I deducted $18 for that. and I'll let you know how that goes in about 10 working days. I'm going to pause now for a moment. I'm going to take my first drink from the Fox News Cup O Life on this nasty, cloudy, bleak, rainy day. This is my first drink from the most revered Fox News Cup O Life in 2020. Happy is he who drinks from it. Yes, first drink of the new year. Now I'd like to tell you about a big rookie mistake I made during the week. I've been on eBay for 21 years as an active seller, and this is only the second time I did this. The first time was during the early Wild West days of eBay. This time, it's going to cost me a few dollars, but it's my fault and I'm manning up to it. One day last week, one of the days when I had a lot of orders, I was boxing several items at one time and accidentally misplaced 2 labels, meaning I put label A on customer B's order and label B on customer A's order. So a guy who had ordered a Chevy item got a Dodge, and the guy who ordered the Dodge item got a Chevy. And I didn't know it till the other day when I woke up and I had 2 not as described return requests. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So the first customer explained. He said, I ordered a Chevy cap and you sent me a Dodge. As soon as I saw that, I knew what the second one was going to be. It was the Dodge customer who got the Chevy cap. Let me state unequivocally, the fault is totally mine and both customers were in the right and did nothing wrong. I wrote back to both of them immediately and profusely apologized, saying it was my fault and I would take care of it. I said, don't worry, I'll take the items back, I'll give you a full refund, including original shipping, and if you still want the hubcap you did purchase from me, we'll get to that once I get the return. So both customers wrote back to me and said, okay, I totally understand what happened, I get it, I will send the wrong hubcap back to you, and yes, I do want the correct one I ordered. So I then wrote back to both customers and I said the same thing to both people. I said, as soon as I get the hubcap back that I sent you incorrectly, I will give you a full and total refund. Then I'm going to relist the hub that you actually bought from me initially, and I'm going to give it to you for half price to make up for the aggravation that I put you through. And both customers were very, very happy and very thankful. So that's what I'm going to do for them to make up for my stupidity. That's one thing about me, guys. I'm strict, but I'm fair. When I do make a mistake from time to time, I will man up to it, I will own up to it, and I will make good for it. So yeah. Next item I want to talk about is declining an international return. I talked about this a couple of months ago, but I'm going to bring it up again today because I got another one. I accept 30-day returns domestically for any reason whatsoever. I'm a top-rated seller, and that's part of the criteria of being sane. We do not have to accept international returns. I have never had an international return through the global shipping program ever once. I find those customers are very methodical and very careful when they make a purchase, and I love that about them. There are a few places I ship to directly, such as Canada and Puerto Rico. I do not use the global shipping program because, number one, it would take longer to ship the item to Kentucky and then off to their destination. Number two, it would cost the customer more money because they'd have to spend the global shipping fees. So I find it easier to do it directly. I usually don't have a problem. However, this time I did. A customer bought, of course, alloy wheel center caps, and he bought the wrong size. And what really irritates me about this is the fact that I went through the trouble of not only the compatibility feature, but I've got the part numbers, I've got the Hollander numbers, I've got a full description and pictures of the only wheels this cap will fit. I simply wrote, look carefully at the pictures. Look at the 3 wheels. If you do not have one of these 3 wheels, this cap will not fit your car. Do not buy it. And sure enough, this person went ahead and bought the cap. It's incorrect, and I'm not taking it back. I decline the return. This is the second time in about 2 months that I have declined an international return because the buyer did not read. Both times they were for alloy wheel center caps. Both times the value of the center cap was approximately $20 each. You know, it upsets me greatly because I go through a lot of trouble to list the compatibility, the part numbers, and pictures of the wheels. I go above and beyond what I have to do, and people still don't read. I just don't get it. Dan wrote to me this morning and told me that there are more eBay sellers fraudulently selling free USPS priority mail shipping supplies. I don't have time to do a bad eBay seller's hall of shame today, but maybe in a future video I'm going to highlight that. If any of you guys come across that kind of thing, I want to know about it. I don't have time to check all the time, but it does happen, and I'm sure there's many right now doing it. But it's something I'm going to highlight from time to time, and I just don't understand why the USPS does not get actively involved and prosecute these fishy sellers. It makes no sense to me. It doesn't. It's not eBay's fault. eBay cannot police the site, and even if they did, they don't have the right to take down those listings. It has to be the Bureau rights owner, which is in fact the USPS. It clearly says on the boxes, misuse of this item might be a federal crime. I believe that's the terminology they use, but they're not backing up their words. Not at all. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to discuss today on this first video of 2020. Please comment your questions, concerns, opinions on any of the eBay topics I've covered, or if you have any eBay questions of your own or topics of your own, feel free to comment them below. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. I come out here every week and I make these videos to help you try and be successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please give me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comments section what you want me to cover next week, and I'll be more than happy to do it if possible. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask and never will. Heck, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So yeah, guys, go out there, make a ton of money on eBay this week. Rock on and peace! And yeah, I'm especially interested in what you guys have to think about when you sell a brand new item and it's returned to you broken or not in the same condition it was sent as. According to the conversation I had with the eBay rep, they're going to have our back. How will this pan out? I'll tell you in approximately 2 weeks, because I have to wait 10 working days for this to come to fruition. So yeah, the only thing I can tell you for sure, guys, next week's video, I haven't decided the topic yet, of course, it's too early, but I can guarantee you it's going to be cloudy and rainy. Never in my life have I seen so many non-stop cloudy, rainy days. It just hasn't happened. 2019 really ushered them in. It's disgusting and it's really depressing. Speaking of depressing, I'm going to leave you now with my 3 closing words. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know where EJ is, he's inside. He doesn't want to come out in the rain. He said he'll see you guys next week. So that's why EJ is not here with me. He's inside. He doesn't like to get wet. And again, I remind you earnestly and wholeheartedly, don't be fishy! Yeah!